Hi there, teachers and students. It's been a while since I've gotten to come and visit you in the classroom and present science programming to you, but I want to go ahead and share this recording of my BAT program with you all. So please just follow along and have a good time. I'm going to share my screen right there. Hit share. Hopefully you can see it now. So today we're going to learn about bats and learn some bat facts. Maybe. There we go. So I'm going to need some help from the teachers to see what your answer is. I'm going to read a statement, and I want you to give me the thumbs up if you think it's true, a thumbs down if you think it's false, or if you're not sure, you can just do a sideways thumb. Okay? So the first statement is, bats get caught in your hair. Do you think that is true or false? If you really don't know, you can do sideways. So have the teachers take a check in what you guys are answering. Do you think that's true or false? It is false. Bats can find the tiny insects in total darkness. They're too smart to fly into your hair. So bats are shy, gentle animals, and of the nearly 1,000 species of bats, only 3 are the true vampire bats that feed on blood. But those only live in Central and South America, so none of them live in the United States. And when they do feed on blood, it's mainly on livestock and birds. Okay, so that was false. Next statement, true or false? Bats are flying mice. You think it's true? Thumbs up. False, thumbs down. Don't know? Sideways thumb. Oh, I guess I could show you the question. Bats are flying mice. True or false? That is also false or not true. So while both the bats and mice are mammals, which means they're covered in hair or fur, bats are not rodents, and they're more closely related to us or people. So mice and rats are rodents, but bats are not. Bats are in their own special group, the order Chiroptera, which means hand wing. So unlike rats and mice, bats don't build messy nests or chew through wires or insulation. Next question. True or false? Bats are blind. True or false? So that is also false. So no bats are completely blind, and some can see very well. There's insect-eating bats. They depend on sound and very good hearing to find foods and to get around in the dark. So the saying, blind as a bat, comes from the false belief that bats come out at night because they are blind. Many bats are diurnal, actually, which means they're active in the day. Next one, true or false? This is a slow slideshow. Some bats can catch up to 16 mosquitoes in an hour. Do you think that is true or false? I don't know why it's not coming up. True or false? Some bats can catch up to 600 mosquitoes in an hour. That one is actually true. There's insect-eating bats. They can eat half their body weight in insects in one night. Bats can find and capture insects as small as mosquitoes using their special sense called echolocation. So as you walk around at nights, you might attract mosquitoes and disturb other insects in the grass. Bats can fly around you while you're trying to capture those insects, but they won't become tangled in your hair. Hopefully the next picture comes up. True or false? Bats are the only mammals that can truly fly. What do you think? True or false? That one's true because some mammals, like flying squirrels, can glide, or those cute little sugar gliders that you get at the pet store. But bats are the only mammals that can really fly. Now you're like, birds can fly, but birds are not mammals. Birds are covered in feathers. So they are birds, not mammals. Next question. True or false? Bats are dirty and many carry rabies. Rabies is just a disease that some animals get that makes them sick. So is that true or false? That one is false. Bats are very clean animals and they groom themselves just like cats do. Bats can get rabies just like all mammals can, but very few of them do. So, but remember, bats are the wild animals. You have nothing to fear if you never touch a bat. All of South Dakota bats are nocturnal or active at night. So if you see a bat during the day, it might be sick or it might just have been disturbed from its daytime resting place by a pesky squirrel or dog or something. So if someone must touch the bat, ask an adult wearing leather gloves to take care of it for you. Okay, here is a video all about bats. It has some information we've already gone over. It also has some new information, so watch this. And I'll go back and try again. There.
Hunters of the night, they awake as the sun goes down and fly through the darkness in search of prey. No, we're not talking about vampires. We're talking about bats. Bats are nocturnal, which means they are active at night. There are more than 1,100 species of bats, making them the second most common group of mammals on the planet. About one species of mammal in every 5 in the whole world is a bat. Bats live almost everywhere, except the Arctic, Antarctic, and a few isolated islands. They usually roost in caves, old buildings, or trees, although they may also be found on the underside of bridges. Bats are mammals, which means they are warm-blooded, they have fur, and they feed their babies milk. Unlike any other kind of mammal, however, bats can fly. Bat wings and bird wings are different. Bird wings are like arms, with feathers growing out of them to provide lift and allow flight. Bat wings are like hands with very long fingers. Thin, leathery skin stretched between the fingers is what makes the surface of the wings. Because bats have more movement in their wings than birds do, they can change direction faster than birds can, which makes it easier to catch their food. Most bats eat insects. About 70% of all bats are insectivores. Many of the rest eat fruit or nectar. Only 3 species drink blood. Bats that drink blood are called vampire bats, but there's no reason to fear these small creatures. Native to Mexico and South America, 2 of the vampire bat species prefer to drink blood from birds, and the third prefers blood from cattle. Although they may sometimes drink human blood, people and animals bitten by vampire bats won't turn into vampires. There are 2 main types of bats, megabats and microbats. Microbats are the smaller type of bats, ranging from the bumblebee bat at 4 centimeters or less than 2 inches in length, all the way to the spectral bat with a length of 13 centimeters or 5 inches and a wingspan up to a meter. Microbats use echolocation. Although bats can see well with their eyes, they sometimes fly into completely dark places like deep caves, where navigating by sight is impossible. Even when sunlight is present, finding flying insects in the dark is a difficult task. Echolocation is something like the sonar used by ships and submarines to find things underwater. When bats fly, they make small, high-pitched noises, too high for humans to hear. The sound waves travel away from the bat. If they hit something, they will echo or bounce back. From the shape of the echo, the bats know what is in front of them. This is why bats don't crash into things in the dark. Megabats are generally larger than microbats, although some, like the Mauritian tomb bat, may only grow to a length of 6 centimeters or 2.5 inches in length. The largest, the giant golden-crowned flying fox, may have a wingspan of up to 1.7 meters or 5.6 feet. Megabats are also called fruit bats because they eat fruit or nectar. Because of this, most megabats do not use echolocation and so have much smaller ears compared to their heads than microbats do. Megabats also have a much stronger sense of smell than microbats. No matter what kind of bat they are, bats are important members of the ecosystems in which they live. Bats that eat insects help control pests like mosquitoes. Just one bat can eat up to 1,000 mosquitoes in an hour. Bats that drink nectar help pollinate plants so that they can produce fruit. Over 500 plant species depend on bats for pollination, including some species of mango, banana, and cocoa. Even bats that eat fruit help spread the seeds from inside the fruit so that new plants can grow. Bats are amazing. I hope you enjoyed learning about bats today. Goodbye till next time.
Okay, so there's the video. Now we'll go on to parts of a bat. Excuse me, parts of a bat. So there's a worksheet we'll go over, and your teacher may have printed them out for you to fill in or not. If you need to fill it in, make sure you have a pencil ready. And if not, just follow along with me as we go over the questions and the answers. So here is a picture of parts of a bat. Okay, so we have all of these different parts: the wrist, the ear, elbow, forearm, fingers, wing membrane, little foot. A calcar is just a little piece off of the foot. He has knees, he has a tail and a tail membrane, which is just the skin between the tail and the foot. And a tragus is a little piece in his ear. Okay, it's not going to be too hard. So the first question is, what part of a bat helps it climb around in rough places such as the inside of a cave? So looking at that picture, and if you were watching the video, those bats were kind of hanging and climbing around in caves. So what part of this bat do you think would help them do that? So I think this little hooked thumb right there is the answer. So thumb is the answer. The thumb is located here on this wing and here on this one. Okay, next question. Which bat parts support its wings? So here's the wing, here's a wing. The wing is just a thin membrane. It's kind of like leathery or a glove. So it's got to have some kind of support. So what are these here that are supporting that wing? So the answer to that one is their fingers. So they have a second finger, a third finger, a fourth finger, a fifth finger. So that bat part supports its wings. Next question. Bats have how many fingers? It's pretty easy. It's on here. The thumb, I'll give you a hint. That's called their first finger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The answer is 5. They count the thumb as a finger, just like we have 4 fingers and a thumb, or we have 5 fingers. Okay. Next question. These bat parts are most important in echolocation. Remember when they send a sound out and it bounces off of something and comes back to them? So what would they use to send their sound out? And what would they use to hear it when it comes back? Their ears and their mouth. They use their mouth to send out the sound, and they use their ears to hear that sound when it comes back. The last question is, what part of the bat is sometimes banded for identification? Now, I don't think the answer was given in my presentation, but sometimes butterflies get banded too. The monarch butterflies that fly from North America down to Mexico for the winter and back, bats sometimes get banded too, so they can follow them and make sure they're doing okay. So the answer would be its wing. So they'll put a little band in their wing, and then they capture it, and they can read the number off the band and tell where that bat has been and if it's healthy or not. Okay? So I think bats are pretty awesome. I hope you think so too. Don't worry about this slide. It's just something I need to show you. And it also comes in Spanish if any of you can read Spanish. Here's my business card with my information. If you have any questions or need anything from me, 4-H or South Dakota State University, my office phone number is right there. My email is here also. So I hope you had a good bat program, learned a few things. And next month, we're going to talk about what's up in the atmosphere or up in the air above the earth. So have a good day. Hopefully, I'll get to come in and talk with you in person and see you again. Okay? You have a wonderful day.